Hello, Brian the Fanboy here, and today I'm gonna tell you the do's and don'ts of online dating. Now, I was supposed to do this on the week of Valentine's Day, but because of my cough, I couldn't do it. And this is something I want to talk about because there are a lot of scammers out there, and those who try to take advantage of innocent people. So I thought I could do my part by telling you what you should do and what you should not do. First thing, of course, is do not ask for money. Yes, because you see, a lot of women on dating sites keep asking me for money a lot, and you're not supposed to ask someone from a dating site for money without meeting them in person first. I mean, that person doesn't know who you are, or if you really are the person you claim to be. I mean, at least don't do it before you meet in person because, like I said before, there are a lot of scammers out there. And if you do have problem with money, you should solve that on your own. Another thing is that if a person from a dating site does ask you for money, stop right there. Do not continue on with them. Instead, just report it, and depending on who you're talking to the person, like if you exchange emails or numbers, then you should give the information to the FBI, or at least call the FBI, and they'll tell you what to do. So that person will get caught and arrested. Now, another thing, when you write your profile, make sure everything is current. Like at least let your basics be current. Like if you're married or never been married, if you had kids or never had kids, that kind of stuff. And also, you should always put down your current location. I'm not saying you should put up your address. I'm just saying that just say what state, town, city, or country you live in, because some people will do not want long distance relationships. I mean, I don't want long distance. If if I want to go with a woman, I want her to be local because I'd rather go out on real dates on a regular basis and just wait months for it. And let's see what else. But yes, be truthful on your profile. Do not lie. And if anything changes come up, in your life, you should put them in your profile, like if you got married or like that. Oh, another thing, if you see a person's profile and you don't match what you're looking for, respect that person's preferences. I mean preference, and just look for something else because some people have because I have preference myself, like what kind of woman I want to date, and that's like. Oh, another thing, do not spend too much time, talking to each other on the internet, like on the site or constant emails. You should, get onto the date as soon as possible. And also, if you're talking to somebody on a dating site, do not put your life on hold for that person because chances are you might meet somebody in person, or talk to another person. Because, like I said before, you're not sure who that person is unless you meet them in person first. Now, when you do decide to meet each other, in person, you show up for the date, right? Do not stand that person up. I mean, one woman from a dating site stood me up more than once, and I didn't like that. So, just because for one thing, it's rude. I mean, like the person who you agreed to go out with, has spent their time getting ready and stuff, and it's not a good feeling, to wait for something for hours and they don't show. Now, if for some reason you're not able to make it to the date, just call that person before the date and explain things. So that way, the other person won't have to, get all ready for nothing. And also, yes, when you do decide to meet in person, depending on who decides to meet, like If you're the one deciding where to meet, then ask them if they know the place. If they don't know, then just give them directions. And if the other person, decides on a place and you don't know how to get there, ask them for directions. Give, like an address of the restaurant or movie theater, whatever. And let's see, what else I should try to think of another. Yes. Oh yes. When you talking to someone on a dating site, don't develop feelings for that person without meeting them in person first. Wait until after you meet in person and go on a few dates to see how things goes. And also, yes, and also, oh yes, don't ghost the person. If something happens and you don't want to, continue on with the person from the dating site, instead of just, now responding afterwards, just explain them, why you cannot talk to them anymore. And see, what other things I should tell you? Oh yes, yeah, when you put on your profile, make sure the picture you put is of yourself because if you meet in person and you're not, the one in the picture, the other person will get upset because because you cannot start a relationship based on a lie. And also, when you get talk to the person, on the internet or by texting and stuff, you need to communicate, on a regular basis. I mean, don't like do it once every few days. I think that's all I can tell you about it. I mean, that's all I can think about right now. However, there are two sites I recommend that you can use that I I did yeah, two sites that I do recommend. I mean, I tried it, but I'll get away in a bit. Now, one site I recommend is UDate. You see, it's made by this company called Romance Scam, and don't be put up by the name. I mean, it's called Romance Scam because it's a organization, that looks for people who are trying to scam others. UDate, oh sorry, something's over there. I had to clear that. All right then, yes. UDate is a site that does not only take scammers out, it doesn't let them join the site in the first place. For example, when I used it, one of the first questions they asked me is, do you promise not to ask for money? And I put on yes, I promise not to ask for money. That's a good thing. And there are other stuff like put on your current location, not where you're from. Make it where you're from, but just put your current location because scammers will try to rely upon the location, so thinking that they will not get caught. Another site is called Whim, and this site is the point of that site is to find someone to go on an actual date with instead of just sending messages that never leads to an actual date. You can find inform look for the information say, on those sites on YouTube, and they can tell you more about it. Now I try using those sites, but for some reason they don't work on my computer or my phone. But hopefully, maybe they will work on your devices. Yeah. So I guess so all I can say, and I'll talk to you again next time.